You can't move, can't scream, can't even close your eyes as she drags you toward the hole, perfectly sized, freshly dug, your tomb. The wasp's venom has turned your body into a prison, but left your mind awake to experience every moment. She lowers you into the earth and places a single white egg on your paralyzed abdomen. The dirt begins to fall. Great. 20 years of perfect predation, and this is how it ends? It wasn't always this terrifying. Actually, wait, yes, it was. It's been this terrifying since the moment you were born. Let's start from the beginning. You develop in darkness. Warm, sticky darkness. Your limbs are pressed against hundreds of others. Legs, abdomens, tiny claws all packed into one silk prison no bigger than a golf ball. You're one of 1,000 spiderlings crammed into a single silk egg sac that your mother guards in the depths of her burrow. There's no escape, no personal space. Your mother is out there somewhere. You can feel her presence through the silk walls, a massive guardian protecting her precious cargo. She's been tending this sack for weeks, but you've never seen her face. Then, something changes. Vibrations through the silk. Different. Intentional. Your mother is doing something. The walls around you begin to thin, stretched and pulled from the outside. Light seeps in. Freedom. The silk walls give way as your mother carefully peels them apart. You scramble toward the opening, crawling over bodies, desperate to breathe something other than sibling-scented air. You spill out into the dim burrow alongside hundreds of your siblings. The air feels cool and vast. The floor is rough dirt. The walls are silk-lined earth, and towering above you is a massive, hairy mountain. Your mother. You're no bigger than a pinhead with a body softer than wet paper. Instinct kicks in. You and your siblings begin climbing her legs, scrambling for real estate on her back. You claw over your sister, Carol, to a spot near Mom's head where the ride will be the most stable. Other spiderlings cluster around you in shifting crowds. Some lose their grip and plummet to the leaf litter. You don't look down. You just grip tighter. But the free ride is ending. Without warning, your mother begins to shake. Subtle at first, then violent, deliberate tremors. She's telling you something. Get off. Now. You don't want to leave, but she keeps shaking until clinging becomes impossible. One by one, spiderlings lose their grip and tumble into the undergrowth. You hold on as long as you can, but physics wins. You slip. You land hard on rotting leaves, stunned and alone. The world is suddenly massive. Every twig a fallen tree, every pebble a boulder. You look up for your mother, but she's already walking away. Her job is done. Scattered around you are dozens of siblings, all just as lost and terrified. You scatter in all directions, each finding cover, a crack in a log, a gap between stones. You stop beside a moss-covered rock. Time to dig your first burrow. Your first burrow is a disaster. You scrape at dirt with claws designed for silk spinning, not excavation. After hours of desperate digging, you've created a pathetic scrape barely deep enough to hide your abdomen. But it's yours. You line it with whatever silk you can produce. Thin, weak strands. You crouch in your hole and wait. Hunting is mostly waiting. You press against the silk-lined walls and feel for vibrations, footsteps of potential prey walking above. When a small beetle stumbles near your entrance, you explode upward in a frenzy of legs and fangs. Oh, that was embarrassing. Hopefully no one was watching. Each failed hunt teaches you timing, positioning, and more about the art of ambush. Your burrow grows deeper, more sophisticated. You add a trap door made of silk and camouflaged with dirt. You create escape tunnels. And you molt. Every few weeks, your body outgrows its skin. You seal yourself in your burrow, split your exoskeleton down the back, and crawl out soft and vulnerable. For hours, you're basically a spider-shaped water balloon waiting for your new skin to harden. Each molt reveals something new. Thicker legs, stronger fangs, and most importantly, urticating hairs. Special defensive bristles on your abdomen. Your first successful hair kick comes when a curious ant gets too close. You rear up, spin around, and scrape your hind legs across your abdomen. A cloud of microscopic barbed hairs fills the air. The ant retreats, pawing at its face, probably wondering why it feels like it's stuck its head in fiberglass insulation. You're growing into something dangerous. That confidence lasts exactly 3 months. You're hunting from your burrow when you feel it, a shadow passing overhead. Not a leaf, not a cloud. Something with wings. Something hunting. You freeze. Above you, the shadow circles, then lands. A tarantula hawk lands nearby, 3 times your size. She begins hunting methodically, tapping the ground with her antenna, following vibrations to your burrow. You retreat deep into your tunnel. She starts digging. Dirt rains down as she excavates toward you. Desperate, you kick urticating hairs at the entrance. She retreats, pawing at her face, but doesn't leave. She waits. You seal the tunnel with silk and dirt and wait for hours in silence. When you finally emerge, she's gone. But you know she'll be back. They always come back. You're 2 years old now, and you've earned every day. Your burrow has become a fortress, 3 feet deep, silk-lined, with multiple escape routes and a trapdoor so perfectly camouflaged that even you sometimes forget where you put it. You've mastered ambush predation. You've stretched silk tripwires in a 20-foot radius around your entrance. Step on one, and you know everything: size, direction, species, and whether dinner just delivered itself. A cricket walks into your web of detection. Your venom floods its nervous system. You drag your prize back to your burrow. This is what you were designed for: patient, efficient, deadly. You've never been more in control. And that's precisely when nature decides to complicate your perfectly ordered world. It starts on a Tuesday in October. You're sitting in your burrow when you feel it, drumming, rhythmic, intentional. Someone's knocking. You freeze. The drumming comes again. 3 quick taps. Pause. 3 more taps. It's a pattern, a code. There's a male tarantula out there, and he's either very brave or very desperate. You creep to your entrance and peer out. He's small, maybe half your size, with longer legs optimized for wandering rather than hunting. He sits 10 feet from your door, drumming the ground with his front legs and probably praying you're in a romantic mood rather than a cannibalistic one. This male has completed his death march. For weeks, he's been exposed, driven from his burrow by hormonal compulsion, abandoning 6 years of survival strategy for one desperate shot at genetic immortality. He's walked through territories crawling with predators, dodged cars, survived hawks and snakes. His body is already shutting down. He'll be dead within days whether you mate with him or not. He approaches slowly, tapping out his species-specific rhythm like spider Morse code. Step, tap, 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 pause. He's advertising his genetic credentials, his desperate hope that you won't eat his face before he completes his biological mission. You let him approach. His palps tap against your front legs, gentle, hesitant, like someone shaking hands with a live grenade. The transfer is quick, efficient, almost anticlimactic. He deposits his genetic contribution, and then you retreat to your burrow with your precious cargo. Your body changes, swells. Your abdomen grows heavy with hundreds of developing eggs, and for the first time in your life, you feel something other than hunger and caution. You feel protective. You spin. For weeks, you work on the most important construction project of your life, a silk egg sac. Layer upon layer of strong, weather-resistant webbing until you've created silk Fort Knox for your unborn children. You pack it with your eggs, seal it tight, and place it in the deepest part of your burrow. Your hunting efficiency drops to 0. You can't leave the sack unguarded. Every vibration sends you into high alert. A beetle walks too close, you charge out, ready to defend your children with every fang in your mouth. Weeks pass. The sack grows darker. You can feel movement inside, tiny legs pressing against silk walls. One morning, you carefully open the sack yourself. Hundreds of tiny tarantulas spill out, scattering across your burrow walls and ceiling. Every corner and every crack becomes occupied. For weeks, you share your space with this restless crowd. Your solitary sanctuary has become chaos. Eventually, biology wins. The babies grow too big, too hungry to share. One by one, they venture to your burrow entrance and disappear into the night to stake out their own territories. You settle back into your suddenly quiet home, feeling the relief of having successfully secured your legacy. Congratulations! You're 20 years old now. In human terms, you're middle-aged. In tarantula terms, you're ancient. Your legs move differently now, stiffer, more deliberate. Your reflexes, once sharp enough to snatch flies out of midair, now lag behind your instincts by crucial milliseconds. Your burrow shows the wear. Silk lines hang loose. Your trap door doesn't close as tightly. The tripwires you once maintained with engineering precision now sag and snap in the wind. Hunting becomes harder. A grasshopper lands near your entrance, and by the time you react, it's already hopping away. Your perfect timing starts to fail when you need it most. You spend more time deep in your burrow, not from strategy, but from exhaustion. You're sitting near your burrow entrance when you hear it, a familiar buzz. Wings. This sound is purposeful, predatory. She stands 30 feet away, the same species that almost got you years ago. Maybe the same individual. Maybe your daughter, who knows? It doesn't matter. You try to retreat, but your legs betray you. The quick, explosive movement that once saved your life now comes out as an arthritic shuffle. The wasp approaches with apex predator confidence. She knows exactly what you are, where you live, and how to end you. She walks straight toward your burrow like she owns the place. You rear up in your final threat display, front legs raised, fangs exposed, urticating hairs ready to fly. Then she moves. She's faster than memory, faster than fear. Her approach is surgical. She dances around your strikes, avoids your hair kicks, and positions herself exactly where she needs to be. Her stinger strikes with devastating precision. The venom hits your nervous system like a biological EMP. Your legs lock up one by one. Your body goes rigid, but your mind stays crystal clear. You can see everything, feel everything, understand exactly what's happening. You're awake for all of it. The wasp inspects you with quality control thoroughness. She prods your legs, tests your paralysis, ensures her product meets specifications. Satisfied, she grabs you by the leg and begins to drag you. Dirt and debris scrape against your face as she pulls you toward her own burrow, deeper, darker, and more final than any home you ever built. She stops at the entrance and digs, widening the opening just enough for your paralyzed body. Then, she drags you down into the earth. The chamber is perfectly sized, just big enough for your body. Your tomb, your nursery, your final resting place. The wasp positions you carefully, adjusting your legs, ensuring you fit properly in your underground coffin. She leans over you with scientific precision and deposits a single pearl-white egg on your abdomen. She pats it into place with her front legs, ensuring proper adhesion. Then, she looks you in the eyes one last time. Not with malice, but with the professional satisfaction of a job well done. Dirt rains down. Light disappears. Sound fades to nothing. You're buried alive, conscious and paralyzed, in perfect preservation for what comes next. The egg hatches in darkness. You feel it, a soft movement against your exoskeleton. The larva is tiny, but it knows exactly what to do. It begins to feed immediately. It starts with your hemolymph, your spider blood, sipping it like fine wine. Then your fat reserves. Then your muscles. It's methodical, careful, programmed by millions of years of evolution to keep you alive as long as possible. The cold truth is, fresh meat just tastes better. You feel every bite. The larva grows carefully, avoiding your vital organs, keeping you conscious throughout the feast. Days blend into weeks. Finally, mercifully, it ends. The larva has finished its meal, grown fat on your body, ready to pupate and become another wasp to terrorize another generation of spiders. It spins its cocoon right there in your hollowed-out shell, using your corpse as a cradle. You spent 20 years perfecting the art of ambush predation, and you ended up as meal prep for a wasp larva that will never know your name. Oh boy, it sucks to be born as a tarantula.